What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and as promised, I'm going to be comparing iOS 9.0.1 to the old iOS 9.0. So today Apple released this new firmware and it includes a number of new changes, mostly smaller bug fixes, but a lot of users are reportedly seeing improvements in performance, and I wanted to see if there is a true difference between iOS 9.0.1 and 9.0 in terms of performance. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and run some tests on the iPhone 4S, 5, 5S, and iPhone 6 to see if there really is a performance boost. Now, the reason I'm not doing the 5C, I've had a lot of people asking this, is because the 5 and 5C share internals. They're the exact same phone speed-wise, so it would be a little redundant to test the 5 and 5C, but let's go ahead and get started. All right, so beginning with the startup test, and on the left is 9.0, on the right is 9.0.1. Starting with the 4S, here we go. Now remember, both of these devices are freshly restored, so they're completely evenly matched in all aspects. And hopefully 9.0.1 not only helps with a little bit of a quicker experience, but it's less buggy as well. Let's go ahead and see. Oh my goodness, this takes so long. How do 4S users live with this? All right, so we got about 2 seconds in between. So iOS 9 was the faster of the two, and just to show you guys 9.0 and 9.0.1. All right, so on to the 5. All right, on the iPhone 5. So nearly identical, maybe a fraction of a second faster on 9.0.1. And once again on the 5S. And that's a much faster startup time on the 5S. So iOS 9.0.1 was over 2 seconds slower in the startup, which is getting interesting. So it doesn't look like iOS 9.0.1 is in any way faster so far, but let's do the 6 and see where that leaves us. And lastly, the 6 startup test. All right, so that was pretty much identical. All right, so let's go ahead and get a feel for how iOS 9.0.1 compares in terms of just sluggish and usability. On the right, 9.0.1, on the left, 9.0. So let's start with the App Store. So 9.0.1 was actually a bit faster, about a good 1 second. Next, let's do Maps. So 9.0.1 doesn't hang as much and definitely loaded a little bit faster here. All right, let's try these settings. 9.0.1 was just a little bit faster, and let's try the app switcher. Wow, I noticed a definite fluidity on 9.0.1. Let's try Control Center. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's a certain delay on 9.0.1. Anyways, on to the 5. So, start with the App Store. 9.0.1 loaded it again faster. Let's try settings. So nearly identical. And Maps. 9.0.1 loaded it a little bit faster. So let's go into the App Switcher. So as you can see, bringing up the Control Center and Notification Center, 9.0.1 does it a little bit more smooth. All right, to the 5S, settings, the App Store. And again, 9.0.1 was faster. So surprisingly, I've noticed a pattern, and 9.0.1 loads those websites a little bit better. So overall, seeing a little bit of a pattern here. 9.0.1 is a little bit more fluid. So under the cover, optimization's probably gone into making sure things appear a little bit smoother. So animations in general just look a little bit better. All right, and last one on the iPhone 6. So same principle, let's do the App Store. And again, 9.0.1 loaded faster. So it's a clear distinction to me between all of these that the web-based applications load better on iOS 9.0.1. Here is Maps. Almost identical. Settings. 9.0.1 a little bit. So, and App Switcher. Just as good. A little bit more fluid, bringing that up. Yeah, definitely a little bit more fluid. So 9.0.1 is a little bit more fluid. Now let's go ahead and do a Geekbench and get some actual numbers as to how these compare. Okay, so here are the final results. And in almost all of these, I can tell that iOS 9.0.1 has definitely made an improvement. Now when I compared 8.4.1 to 9.0, there was a definite downgrade. Apple's doing some under the cover upgrades. And as these Geekbenches show us, there's definitely improvement in all areas. So on the iPhone 4S, there was definitely improvement in both scores. It was only on the iPhone 5 where the multi-core score was a little bit lower, but it's either identical or better. So in most cases, iOS 9.0.1 did improve on the multi-core score significantly. So you will notice a little bit of a difference. And there's one last area I wanted to test, and that's network performance. So I'm going to go ahead and run a Wi-Fi speed test and report back. All right, and take a look at this. Looks like iOS 9.0.1 in every single case was an improvement for the Wi-Fi. Now, personally, on my iPhone 6, I noticed a decrease in Wi-Fi performance, and looks like iOS 9.0.1 remedies that. So definitely an increase we can see on every single device here. And I'm happy to say that Apple has improved the Wi-Fi performance on iOS 9.0.1. All right, so guys, that is just about it. With this video, I have shown you that indeed iOS 9.0.1 is a worthy update to iOS 9. It doesn't fix all of the lag, all of the stutter, but it does improve upon it. And things, like I said, will keep getting better with time. So we'll be seeing 9.0.2, then 9.1, 9.2, and so on. So things will be getting better, performance will be getting better. And so far, I could see the biggest difference in terms of performance on the older devices. But looks like iOS 9.0.1 fixes a lot of issues, and Wi-Fi performance is much better on it as well. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully, I gave you a good reason to update to iOS 9.0.1. It's better than Apple has made it out to be. It's, it's such a small firmware, but it does fix quite a bit in the background. Be sure to update if you guys are on iOS 9. It is worth it. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy iOS 9.0.1 and the improved performance. Peace.